How to bring up a lagging muscle group is what we're going to be focusing on today. If you have a muscle group that just doesn't budge, it could be your calves, like 90% of the population. It could be your arms that you just want to grow, but they don't. It could be your quads that just aren't filling out your jeans. It could be your chest that just isn't popping in your V-neck polo. But we're going to be focusing on how to actually build them up. So there's some strategies that I'm actually using with my shoulders and my lats. I feel like they're getting there, but I've actually been implementing this for about 3 years because these muscle groups just don't really seem to budge for me naturally, right? I feel like my chest and arms grow, my quads grow decently, hamstrings decently, glutes decently, but shoulders and lats just don't want to grow. This is what I've been doing, and I recommend you try it too if you're trying to really bring up these areas that won't budge. So number one, train them first. When we walk into a workout, we have a limited amount of energy. And at the start of the workout is where the biggest amount of energy comes from. So there's no point, if you're trying to build up your shoulders, doing your legs first, doing your back first, then doing your chest, and then doing your shoulders at the end. There's no point doing that. Well, there is, but it's better to open up your workouts with the exercises that are going to build those target muscles. So for example, I'm trying to build up my shoulders. All my upper body workouts start with lateral raises. So I'll do behind the back cable lateral raises over here on the cable machine, and then I'll superset that with dumbbell lateral raises. And then on another day, I do single arm cable lateral raises, and then I do cable Y raises on the back of that. And then on my third upper body day workout, I do Arnold style lateral raises on the ground, coming up like that. It's another style of lateral raise variation that I've shared on this channel before. And then I do a shoulder press machine on the back of that. So I'm doing shoulder supersets on every single day because I'm fresh. And then after that, after my shoulders, because they're the biggest priority, I also want to build my lats. That's when I do my pull-ups, my weighted pull-ups, or I do bodyweight pull-ups to failure to get like lower rep pull-ups and then also higher rep pull-ups as well, to focus on different rep ranges for my lats. So train them first. It's when your energy is best, because if I try and do pull-ups at the end of an upper body workout, I'm not going to be getting as much, therefore my lats aren't going to be pushed as much. And also with training them first, you're also going to have the highest amount of strength as well and energy. So it's a great way to really not only get stronger, but also get bigger. Second thing, train them often. So as I just kind of outlined in my program, I train 5 days a week. I have 3 upper body days, 2 lower days. And with my upper body days, I'm training my shoulders first and then my lats after. So I'm training my shoulders and my lats 3 times a week, which is a really, really great frequency to really grow muscle because they're recovering as well. So on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, that's when I mainly train my upper body days, and I do my lower days on Tuesday, Thursday. I'm actually getting enough time to recover. Sometimes if I don't recover, I kind of push my upper body days back and I have a rest day in the middle. But ultimately, I'm training them 3 days a week. So when you're trying to bring up a lagging muscle group, you need to be training them frequently, at least 2 times per week. If you're doing a bro split and you want to build your shoulders, but you have like, your chest day, your back day, shoulder day, leg day, and then arm day, then you're done, your shoulders aren't going to grow from training them once per week. Especially, let's say you train your shoulders on a Monday, and then you don't train them again till the next Monday. They might be ready by Wednesday or Thursday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you've just missed 5 days to ultimately train your shoulders again or even 2 times just because you're doing this bro split, right? I hate bro splits. Now, I used to be a bit like, okay, they're not the best thing, but now I just actually hate them. I think they're not a very intelligent way to train. If something's ready to go and you're trying to grow it and get stronger with that muscle group, there's no point waiting for an entire week. So, train them often, at least 2 to 3 times per week. And if you don't train 5 days a week and you only train 4 or 3, you can still train that muscle group again. You can train it at least 2 times, 3 times if you can recover from that. Train them hard is the third point. We need to be training them hard. We need to be training, and this is for any muscle group really, but especially your lagging muscle groups that you're training first and you're training often, you want to be training them close to failure, or else, you can train them as often as you want. If you're not training hard enough, you ain't going to be getting that stimulus to build muscle. So 3 reps or less. 3 reps in reserve or less. So 3 reps in reserve means if you finish your set, someone has a gun to your head and says, can you do 3 more? And you do 5 more, you're not training hard enough. If someone has a gun to your head and says like, do 3 more, but you only do 1 or 2, that's 1 or 2 reps in reserve. That's where we want to be for building muscle. Even 3 reps in reserve is fine. So you have to be training that hard, or else like, it's not about being an alpha male or being an alpha female or just like, being the man. It's not about that, right? Take that out of it, take the ego, take the feelings all out, and let's look at the data, let's look at the research. It says that if we're training 5 reps in reserve or higher, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if you have more than 5 reps left when you finish the set, you're not training hard enough. 3 or less is the goal. We need to train them hard. Lastly, we need to train them progressively heavier, specifically in weight or in reps. So this is a very basic principle of progressive overload. If we are doing a bench press and we're doing it for 60 kilos in the first week, the next week, the bench press has to be 60 kilos for 1 or 2 more reps, or it has to be 62.5 kilos for the same amount of reps, or 65 kilos. We have to be lifting heavier week to week with weight or reps. So firstly, we want to try to go for reps. So if you get 60 kilos for 8 reps, 4 sets of 8 at 60 kilos, that's cool. The next week, it would be great if you could get 62.5 kilos for 8 reps, right? That would be the best situation. And then the next week, 65 for 8 reps. And then the next week, 67.5, 4 sets of 8 reps. If you can't seem to budge up in weight for the same amount of reps, maybe you get 60, 4 sets of 8 the first week, 62.5, 4 sets of 8 the next. And then you put on 65 and you get 65 and then you get like 6 reps, 5 reps, and then 4 reps. That's a bit heavy for that rep range. So you could go back down to 62.5, but instead of doing 8 reps, you can do 9. So you do 62.5, 4 sets of 9 reps. And then the next week, you could do 62.5, 4 sets of 10 reps. So you're still progressively getting stronger. It's just not getting heavier yet. But then that next week, because you've been doing 62.5 for 10, when you put on 65, that you only got 6 and 4 before, now you're going to be getting that 8 or somewhere close to. That is a intelligent way to structure your progressive overload, to make sure you're getting stronger and getting bigger, especially for those lagging muscle groups, because if a muscle's getting stronger, most often it's going to be getting bigger as well. So those are the 4 reasons. This is a relatively quick video, but lagging muscle groups, everyone kind of has something on the physique that they really want to grow. For a lot of dudes, they want a bigger chest. They want bigger arms. They want bigger shoulders, right? For a lot of women, they want bigger glutes, or some of them want bigger quads, or some of them want bigger shoulders, or some of them, don't want the, what do my clients say? They call them like tuck shop arms, like for the ladies that have like fat on their arms. Like we can't really control where we store fat, but we can control how much muscle we have. So if you have like excess fat on your arms, if you put more muscle there, it's going to look a bit better aesthetically if you want to focus on that. So if that's your goal, then I would look at training your arms first, training them often, training them hard, and training them progressively harder each week. That's what I want you to focus on. All right, so these principles are what we need to kind of base our programming on. If you're doing your own workouts, take that and put it in your program. If you don't know how to program and don't really want to worry about programs, just want to follow a structured one, I have Built by Brock, which is my monthly coaching program that has templated workouts in there for your goals. And we have challenges throughout the year as well, and you get personalized macros, you get accountability as well on the app. And then I have one-to-one premium personalized coaching as well. If you want to do that, the link is in the description. If you want your calories for free as well, no strings attached, I have a link in my calorie calculator, which is in the description as well. It can give you your calorie deficit if you're cutting, your maintenance, or your surplus if you're trying to do a lean bulk as well. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for listening. Bye.